We're the Lockwoods, and we're coming up on 2 years of exploring the world as a family in search of authentic experiences, deeper connections, and incredible food. This week, we booked a massive house in downtown Florence, dragged our best friend Amanda along for the ride, and set out on a wine tasting tour that contrasted the wineries and the passions of husband and wife winemakers.
Well, we are back in Chianti, and this time we are at Fattoria di Montemaggio, and we are meeting with Ilaria. She happens to be Bernardo's wife. Last time we were in Tuscany, we came to the Chianti region, and we met with Bernardo at Colle Bereto. Toured the gorgeous property and the winery, the vineyards, and we ended up having an amazing homemade, delectable lunch where everything came from their property. It was from the grounds, the vegetables, the animals, the pork, everything we had was from the land. And we loved it so much, we had to come back.
So now we have the opportunity to compare these two wineries and, in a sense, these two winemakers and see, is the husband or the wife better?
So the name Montemaggio means big mountain, and that's a perfect way to describe this hilltop location, which provides ideal topography for winemaking because excess rainwater drains right down the slopes instead of overwatering the vines.
Montemaggio is located in the heart of Chianti Classico and sits on one of the highest points, around 2,000 feet above sea level. As a woman-owned, woman-run operation, Montemaggio produces not just wine, but also olive oil, grappa, and a grapeseed-based line of skincare products. They also make classes, tours, tastings, and other experiences a key part of their brand. And it's all clearly dedicated to the heritage, history, culture, and tradition of this legendary land.
Some of these structures date back to the Middle Ages. They've been here for centuries.
The estate's manager is Ilaria, a Florence native whose family's been involved in winemaking for generations. She holds a degree from the University of Agronomy in Florence, but has also worked in wineries around the world, from Bordeaux to Australia. She's teaching us about the entire organic wine production process from start to finish.
Will be pushed up by these bubbles produced by the fermentation.
They handpick all of their grapes, not just once, but twice. So they handpick them off of the vine, and then I'm sure if you've seen a winery, you've seen one of these machines, they handpick from there too, so it's a double selection of only the best grapes for their wine.
Now it's off to the tasting room. Let's see what treats they have in store for us.
Sparkling Chardonnay.
Oh, that looks so great.
This is a typical Tuscan chicken pate. We gotta eat it warm.
That's really good warm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is a still Chardonnay, which is without bubbles. So we had the bubbly Chardonnay and now no bubbles. That is the strongest Chardonnay I think I've ever had. There is so much flavor in it. Wow.
So here you should.
I like it.
Oh my God, we're making pasta. We have one of these machines at home, but it's impossible to make it as good as they do unless you import your water, eggs, and flour from Italy. Look at these perfect sheets. And flouring the sheets before cutting them into the tagliatelle noodles really helps keep them from sticking together. It looks like it's from a magazine.
We have a rosé here, which was not originally produced in the Chianti region until about 15 years ago. The winemakers thought that in the hot summer months that they needed something that was a little lighter, crispier, and more refreshing. So then they started producing some rosés. And I love this one because it's not sweet, like Ilaria said. They do not add sugar, and they think that the drier, the better for the rosé, and I completely agree. That's my favorite rosé. This is what everybody wants when they come to this region, the big show, Chianti Classico. And to be considered a Chianti Classico, among many qualifications, it has to have at least 80% Sangiovese grape. And it has to be produced exactly in this very small region, which is right between Siena and Florence. And legend has it, the black Rooster label found on Chianti Classico bottles comes from the Middle Ages, when Siena and Florence were fierce rivals and needed to establish the boundary between them. They decided that two knights would set out on horseback from their respective hometowns and ride toward one another until they met somewhere in the middle, which would become the new agreed-upon boundary. But without synchronized clocks, they agreed that each night wouldn't start until their rooster crowed, which everyone assumed would be at roughly the same time for both roosters. The Sienese chose a white rooster, raised with plenty of food, thinking that it would crow loudly at dawn. The Florentines, though, chose an unfed black rooster. On the day of the race, the black rooster was so hungry he began to crow well before sunrise, causing the Florentine night to leave town much earlier than the Sienese night. They ended up meeting near Castellina in Chianti, less than 8 miles from Siena. From that day forward, Florence controlled the vast majority of the Chianti region, and the black rooster became their symbol.
And here's the final result. Wow. Tagliatelle with pork sausage and micro-sliced leeks.
The leeks, yes, but not the sausage.
Leeks are
And
That's good.
it's good.
Yeah. And the leeks are small, so the kids eat them. Tagliatelle with leeks and sausage.
buon appetito.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Molto bene. Molto bene.
It's amazing. I love it.
This one's the next step up from the Chianti Classico. This is the Chianti Classico Gran Selezione.
What year is it?
2013. A noticeable difference that I can't describe because I'm not a wine guy.
Oh yeah, I like that quite a bit. It has like a thicker taste. I guess thickness. Can you taste thickness?
Just a little bit.
I know I can.
For dolce, our dessert, we're having a chocolate cake. And it looks like a brownie. It has powdered sugar like a brownie, but it's not quite as dense as a brownie. It's just amazing.
Hey, you know what goes really well with chocolate?
This one is a 2014 Quintessentia. It's a blend of Sangiovese and Merlot. And it was made for the owners. It was it his birthday?
Yes.
His birthday.
Which
it was
birthday?
30 years old, same age as me. This is delicious. I think this is my favorite red so far.
Because this is distillation, wine is vinification. 2 different processes.
So Grappa is a distilled spirit made from the leftovers of the winemaking process, the grape skins and such.
We don't waste anything.
It's 80 to 120 proof, so it's about the same as vodka, gin, and tequila.
It's good. It does warm you up.
And unlike wine, that's way too strong for cold. So he has to experience the flavor profile by rubbing some between his hands and then smelling it.
Flowers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard that in grapes there are many antioxidants.
And as I mentioned, they even produce this line of skincare products made from the grapes grown right here.
This reminds me of Mozzafiato. They have amazing Italian products that you get in the US. And this is a reason why they use Italian products, because they're all organic and Italian beauty. Oh, I love the smell. Really like a very light, mild floral scent. Anti-aging. This is why I look 30, right? I'm not actually 30 like we said before. I am 40.
Oh my God. Which cream do you use?
I use the Italian creams from Mozzafiato. I use Italian products. This is my favorite, or maybe equally as important to me, is the olive oil. Oh God, I'm dripping. I love olive oil. I could drink it if people didn't think that'd be funny. I love it. I love it. Oh, it's delicious. The olive oil in Tuscany in general, it is like biting into an olive. It is so good, so earthy. For the finale. We love our espresso here. Perfect after a meal, it helps you digest. So with wine being so subjective, it's hard to say which one is better. But I will tell you this, they are very different. Montemaggio is very earthy and really, I would say, very down to earth. And Colle Bereto is a little bit more fruit forward. So it just depends on your preference. We ordered a ton of both.
Since we're in Italy, it's only fitting to give a quick shout out to our friends at Mozzafiato.com for supporting this channel.
Not many people know that the majority of the world's beauty products are produced in Italy, where their commitment and exquisite ingredients and formulations delivers an unparalleled beauty experience.
Mozzafiato.com brings the spirit and connection to your home. Never before has the North American market had access to the products of dozens of iconic Italian beauty brands, nor have they had access to the behind-the-scenes stories around how those brands were started.
From legendary fragrances and gifts for home and leading-edge skincare routines, subscription boxes and gifts, the products they've selected transport both of us to the very soul of Italy.
Each brand in the Mozzafiato collection has been carefully selected as an embodiment of the incomparable Italian standard.
I am in love with their Perlier line from Milan, especially the honey anti-aging body balm that makes your skin feel like silk. And the Akakapa hairbrushes are so primo yet affordable that I have replaced every brush in our home with them.
And their Pro Rosso line has taken my shaving game to a whole new level, although that's just a fraction of Mozzafiato's men's product collections.
Even our kids go nuts for the exotic Marvis toothpaste flavors.
So if you want to experience the Italian beauty difference for yourself, just go to followabc.com/Mozzafiato and use the gift code ABCGIFT for a free gift with your order. 2 years ago, we decided it was time for my ad agency to abandon the in-person 5-day work week. So we 86'd our office and work hours, allowing our own family of 5 to start traveling almost constantly.
We now work, school, and explore in a new place every week. From our own mountain and beach homes to exotic villas, resorts, and yachts around the world. As we experience and support diverse cultures, we hope to inspire more families to design a life of freedom and adventure.
Because there's a new American dream. It's one that's void of templated expectations, templated career paths, templated education, templated families, templated homes, and templated lives. Freedom's no longer American tagline, it's just the new global way of life.
Every day that you spend doing something that doesn't fulfill you to your core, you're living your life on pause. You're deferring genuine family time with no guarantee that there will be a tomorrow or a someday. Some people follow that mentality their entire lives. We've chosen to never live that way again.
We appreciate you following our journey. The more our channel grows, the more time we can spend traveling to more locations, contributing to these cultures, highlighting local businesses, and sharing inspiring stories from these communities.
So please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing so that you can stick with us for the long haul.